Hi, I'm Risa with Running Warehouse.
And I'm John from Running Warehouse.
And today we're here to give you our full review of the ASICS Novablast 4. So the Novablast, it's a model that's been increasing in popularity since it came out, especially last year. Last year it was on everybody's favorite shoes of 2023 list. So the Novablast, it's a do-it-all daily trainer that works for a variety of runners, and it's priced at $140, so you're getting a great value. All of this contributes to making this one of the most anticipated shoes of the year. John, I know you and I both are really excited to get this one on our feet.
Yeah, Risa, while we're always excited to test new shoes, the Novablast just hits different. The Novablast 3 was one of my favorite shoes of last year, and it's our top overall shoe on the site. So was really looking forward to getting the runs in. You and I both had a chance to test the shoe now. So what was your experience like?
So my first impressions, taking the shoe out of the box, the shoe felt soft and bouncy, and that feeling continued on my runs. It doesn't always. This shoe also just provided a great fit for me. I have more narrow feet, so sometimes shoes can feel a little bit sloppy, but that wasn't the case. That being said, I do feel like it'll fit a variety of foot types well. I've been training for a half marathon, so I've gotten about 20 miles in the shoe so far, and I really enjoyed it on all of those efforts, ranging from my long, slow runs to mixing in some speed work in there, getting up to my half marathon race pace. Just overall, I'd say I've been able to test a lot of running shoes at this point, and this one stands out as one of the most comfortable that I've ever tried. So, John, curious to hear, how would you compare this to the previous Novablast?
Yeah, that's a big question, right? When the 4 was coming in, we were looking on paper, and it seems like maybe there wasn't going to be that big of a difference. I mean, the 4 definitely has a top to bottom update, but we were really wondering how much. So let's get into the updates here. Let's start with the upper. We've got this new woven material that really feels soft to the touch. It feels nice on foot. It's a little bit more premium than the last version. It's got nice cushioning all the way around. The tongue is nice and soft, and it's got this addition of the pull tab, which can be an underrated benefit when you're trying to get your shoes on and off quickly. In the outsole, it looks like we have a little bit more AHR rubber than the last version for that traction and durability that you want in a daily trainer. And one of the small but I think really big improvements here is the deeper channels in the rear all the way up through the forefoot. So that really accentuates the bounce and springiness in the forefoot, which I really felt on my runs. My easier efforts really felt smooth and effortless, being able to get through my gait cycle. And when I was doing some strides to pick up the pace, I really felt that nice energetic toe off. I got about 60 miles in this pair, and in the middle of my testing, I put on my Novablast 3s just to really see if I can feel the difference. And I can confidently say that the Novablast 4 definitely has a noticeable improvement in underfoot experience. It just feels more cushioned. It does have about a millimeter or two more stack than the Novablast 3. The big change has got that FF Blast Plus Eco as opposed to FF Blast Plus. The Novablast 4 definitely feels more cushioned and bouncy. I'm not quite sure if it's because of the compound or because of the geometry, but either way, it's a welcome feeling and a welcome change. And speaking about the FF Blast Plus Eco, Risa, I know you and I have talked about another shoe that has this foam, a shoe that we put a lot of miles in together, and a shoe that we loved as well, and that's the Nimbus 25.
Yeah, it's so interesting because the Nimbus and the Novablast 4 now, they both have that Flightfoam Blast Plus Eco. They both have about the same stack height, but they truly just feel like such different shoes on foot. So I would describe the midsole feeling in the Nimbus as more kind of pillowy, soft landings, just that nice, comfy, cruiser. And then the Novablast, I think we've said, it's just got more of a trampoline effect, that really nice, satisfying bounce. So that just encourages you to want to pick up the pace. And yeah, I've just told people it feels like puts a pep in my step.
Yeah, definitely. Same foam, but tuned differently. Two very different experiences, but two great shoes. So we've really been seeing the praises of the Novablast 4 so far, Risa, but are there any changes that you would have liked to see in this version or maybe improvements in the next?
Yeah, this shoe, I mean, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't have notes as far as the functionality goes. I think the midsole is awesome. It's got plenty of cushioning. I don't really need more stack personally. The weight is relatively low for a daily trainer. I think it's a cute shoe as well. I feel like it looks a little bit better than the last one did. If I had to give a critique, obviously really small, but just aesthetics wise, I don't love the heel flare just because I feel like it makes the shoe look a little bit bigger than it is.
Yeah, and some people may agree with you aesthetically speaking about that heel flare, but I think it also brings an important point of looking at why the heel sticks out as much and why we have higher sidewalls here. And that's gonna help with the stability of the shoe, especially when you're talking about a max stack shoe. You wanna make sure that you're having enough stability and support underfoot to make sure your gait is smooth and your transitions are easy. In terms of improvements for me, this really isn't the fault of the Novablast, but the only negative association I have with it is I have a pair of the Superblast, and that's my favorite shoe. And it's pretty much a souped up version of the Novablast. It's got higher stack, it's got a lighter and more responsive foam, and it's just more lightweight overall. It's a shoe that does everything incredibly well. So I really don't see myself picking the Novablast over the Superblast for me. The caveat with that is the Superblast is $60 more, so you're talking about a really premium price point at $200. Whereas with the Novablast 4 at $140, this is no consolation prize. It's a shoe that is fantastic, it does everything well. I regret that I'm building up back from an injury, so I wasn't able to put it through a true speed test, but given its lightweight silhouette and the energy of the midsole foam, I know that I can handle speed workouts. No problem. This is a shoe that runners of every experience level will love to run in, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, fingers crossed I get to try the Superblast next time, but I still feel lucky that I got to try out this one early. So overall, I agree. I highly recommend the Novablast 4 if you're looking for a comfortable, neutral daily trainer to fit into your rotation, or if you just are looking for one shoe that can do a lot of things and do them really well, this is a great pick. So for me, I just have one last thing to do. I know the year's not quite over yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and crown this as my favorite running shoe of the year. If you're looking to get a piece of running shoe royalty for yourself, you can get the Novablast 4 now at Running Warehouse.